Hi, and welcome to the first Futrsmpl Friday Live. This is a bit of a new venture for us. We are going to test out doing some key questions of what's been happening over the week, and every other week we're going to be getting in some guests to come and talk about their week as well. So a little bit about Futrsmpl. If you don't know of us, we are we're a consultancy primarily at the moment that focus on marketing, strategy, brand and messaging. The aim is to get people to get their message to their customers in the most succinct, efficient way possible. And how can they be best delivering all of those things? So I'm Lucinda Bray, I'm the founder of Futrsmpl, and this is Adam. He is a relatively new start to Futrsmpl. This is his third week. We were supposed to be trying to do this video 2 weeks ago, and it didn't happen 2 weeks ago. It didn't happen last week. Nearly didn't happen today, because apparently you've got to wait 24 hours to do a YouTube live. So instead, we're just filming on photo booth instead. So the quality might not be amazing, but hey, who cares? So how this works, what we're going to do, we've got a series of question cards here. With some set questions. We're going to shuffle them up. The questions are around interesting things that we've learned this week. One of the things that we're really passionate about here is making sure that everyone's looking after their own well-being and their mental health. That's a really big thing for me. So there's a few of those questions put in there too, because I'm really keen to make sure that that is something that is a more part of day-to-day conversation, not just something that you hardly ever discuss. So there may be some interesting questions in there. So what I'm going to do is set a timer for, should have prepared this timer, set a timer for 10 minutes so that we've got 10 minutes to answer the questions. We might get through more questions than we've got. We might, if it takes a long time, take longer. Ooh, screen's gone dark. I just thought the video's gone dark. Great. Okay, ready?
Let's go.
You go first.
Right, let's see. Okay, so most interesting fact.
Most interesting fact. So do you read your question and I answer it? Is that how it works?
I'll just take it and
okay,
I'll answer it. Let's go. Most interesting fact. Gosh, on the spot. I actually have 2 different coloured eyes, which is pretty rare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's David Bowie, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah. One is a bit greeny and one is blue. So that's the most interesting fact about me. Yeah, that's cool. Actually a tricky one.
It is. I think my intention was that it was the most interesting fact you'd found out this week, but the most interesting fact about you is also interesting.
That I found out this week. Oh, that's also, oh gosh. Most interesting fact that I found out this week.
I've got a really good one actually. I'll jump in with that one. So we are part of an accelerator program at the Royal Bank of Scotland, and there's loads of new businesses that are just starting, and we're just starting the new kind of cohort. There's loads of new businesses that are here as well, and one of them this week was running through her pitch and what her business is all about, and she had a fact in there that I was absolutely astounded at. Apparently the average woman in America puts more than 500 different chemicals on her face. What? Just through makeup every day.
Wow. That's really interesting.
That's crazy.
That is an interesting fact.
Actually crazy. So she's creating a whole new skincare range that apparently doesn't have many chemicals and things in it. So that's why she's here. But I was like, what? Can you imagine how many chemicals there are in your bathroom cupboard? I mean, admittedly, I think the US has different laws to the EU. So I think we probably maybe has slightly less because we're in the EU. But I don't know. I thought that was insane.
Yeah, surely that's really damaging as well.
You'd think, yeah.
Gosh.
And it's like thinking back to the days of like Queen Elizabeth and putting lead on her skin and stuff like that. Queen Elizabeth I, obviously. But yeah, I thought that was a super interesting fact. But yeah,
well done.
Interesting fact. It was.
Brilliant fact.
How mindful have you been this week? I probably haven't been as mindful as I should be. So mindful in terms of mindfulness, not mindful as in careful of everyone else. I should probably be more careful of other people as well. So how mindful have I been this week? I suppose I have been doing, so I do 10 minutes every night of kind of yoga stretches, and I do try and be mindful in those, so kind of thinking about just taking myself out of the moment and just, well, taking myself out of work head and trying to be more in the moment. But that's just been 10 minutes a day, which maybe isn't quite as much as it should be.
No, I think that's good, because I would add that I've not been mindful at all
No?
No, I'm quite bad at that. I need to get a lot better.
Yeah.
It's just because I've been quite busy. I've not really taken the time out, which I should.
So, okay, well, we'll hopefully, when we get the Hillistrio app, that'll be...
we can
that'll be
go on with that. Right, next one. Not about me.
Not about you, about the week.
Example of something you've kept simple this week. I'd say my schedule.
Okay.
Normally it's really hectic. And in terms of that's actually gone into like what we've been doing with the business, so planning different things and making sure that it's really structured and just to the point.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, I think me personally and a lot of other people can get really carried away with kind of doing things left, right, and centre with their day and different things that they're actually doing within the day. So I'd say I've been really good at structuring my tasks and keeping them simple, which I think is a really good thing.
I'm still super guilty of trying to write an email, then thinking of something else, going to opening another tab. There was one day this week that we looked at my computer and I had, we couldn't even count the number of tabs that I had open on that internet browser. I think it was, maybe it was about 24. There was a lot of tabs there. Right.
Good.
Cool. Right, next one. A task that has taken longer than you thought. So many tasks take longer than I think. On the whole, I think I'm getting more better at planning the different times and things that things take. But I think probably... I'm going to say we're redoing the website at the moment, so I'm going to say there's going to be elements of that.
Yeah.
Some of it we managed to do really quickly, like in terms of what... The first mapping we did really quickly.
Yeah, we did.
And then when it actually came to implementing that into the site, it took a lot longer.
Yeah.
Like actually putting that into place took a lot longer than I thought it would. But then once it was in place, it's been easy enough-ish to get the content in place. I've still got a few more bits of content to go.
Yeah.
And hopefully the site will go some point soon, probably Monday now, I think. Friday's a bad time to launch websites. So I'm going to say that. Something that we thought we'd planned it really well, and then once we tried to map there's the navigation system. It's a navigation of where everything was going to go. Once we were trying to put that into place, the different templates and all this kind of thing, and how we were going to get drop-down menus, and because we're trying to do everything ourselves, it didn't go as smoothly as I'd hoped.
Good, cool. Next one. Let's see. Okay, so anything you're looking forward to next week? I'd say the main one that I'm looking forward to is doing some of the research stuff. There's some different things that we're going to be doing next week that really fall into the stuff that I really love, which is always good. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm quite a research-driven person. I'd say that's my kind of superpower, researching and then kind of taking something from that research and really running with it. So yeah, a bit of a geek when it comes to research.
Research is a big part of what we do for our clients, and we've got a client project coming up which is I suppose it's targeting something to do with the football sector. We can probably say that much. Yep. And you're a bit of a football geek. So I don't know, can you call people that like football geeks? It feels almost anti, doesn't it? It's like people that are good at computers as geeks, but people that like football. A football fan.
Football fan.
That's
we'll
it,
yeah.
So Adam's obviously a bit of a football fan. So that will help the research next week.
Really looking forward to that. That'll be good.
Fine. Great. Next one. Favorite tactic or platform?
Ooh.
Oh, this is so difficult. Favorite tactic or platform? Favorite tactic of the week. What have we done this week that I thought was a really good tactic?
I think I know platform-wise, because we've used this a lot this week. Asana.
Yeah, Asana, that is a good shout, actually.
Yeah.
Asana is a staple. It is super good.
Just managed everything that we've done, which is amazing.
Yeah. I just love ticking off to-dos. Yeah. And I love the way that Asana gives you a little celebration in the bottom corner when you've done it. And it goes, whee! And you're like, yes! Which is why my to-do lists are getting even more broken down. I'm like, open my emails.
It's great. It's all integrated, and ticking it off, just the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's a good shout, Asana. I was going to say we're doing some testing on some of the new display ads that you can do through Google Ads, and they've been working really well, actually. better than I thought they would. But yeah.
Google Ads as well. So Asana.
I see Google Ads. Yes.
Cool.
Next. Oh, I put that on your heat. This is go on my heat.
Strangest fact. Oh, jeez. I've not been kind of keeping up with facts this week, but strangest fact just in general.
You'll have more next week when you're more in the research.
Not business focused.
Okay.
But just as a general fact, that was kind of strange-ish, was that Hallelujah, that's kind of renowned for being done by Jeff Buckley, was done by another man.
Leonard Cohen.
It was, and then it was redone, I think, twice before Jeff Buckley actually picked it up. And apparently when it was first written, there was about 20 to 30 pages worth of writing.
Yeah. Leonard Cohen, I think Hallelujah is probably one of the most covered songs.
Yeah.
But Leonard Cohen songs in general, Leonard Cohen is one of my, it's my other half actually brought it to my attention more, but like, if you, on Spotify, that would be my Spotify tip of the week, do Leonard Cohen covered. Because if you ever hear any Leonard Cohen tracks, or even like any Leonard Cohen interviews, he's one of the guys that goes, yeah, I wrote songs, but they're usually better when other people sing them. Like the Jeff Buckley. And there was an amazing cover of one of the Leonard Cohen songs that was used for, it was the superhero film that wasn't Marvel. What was the other superhero film that wasn't Marvel? DC. It was DC.
Like Batman or something?
No, it was one of the group of them. When it was the group of them.
The Avengers.
No, that's Marvel.
No. The group of them.
Okay, so we're totally failing in the Geekville right now. That's going to so annoy me. Right, okay, so we're time up on questions. I'm going to have to Google it, right? What is it? I've actually got it in my Spotify. Let me find it on Spotify. This is going to make for shit view. I mean, bad viewing. I shouldn't swear. Cohen, as everybody knows.
And it's in a film.
Yeah, it's the beginning of a DC film. And it's a brilliant cover. Justice League, that's it.
Right, okay.
It's probably because it's piano as well. Piano's my thing.
Is it?
Everybody knows that the dice are loaded. Everybody rolls with their fingers.
It gets really builds it up a bit. Sorry. Bit of an
Right,
interlude there.
The strangest fact that all of Leonard Cohen's songs
that went off on a tangent, wasn't it? I totally forgot when we started on that.
Are better by other people.
Apparently. So Leonard Cohen said. Fab. So that was our 10 minutes and a random interlude. You can bet that there will be more random interludes as we go through doing these things. Congratulations to anyone that made it through our first sort of live and watched the whole thing, because don't know if I will. Great. So the idea is that we are going to be doing these every week. Next week's probably will be another pre-record, because the idea is that we're going to do them every week on a Friday, recording them live on YouTube at 2 o'clock and then posting them again on LinkedIn from 4 o'clock. But next week we've got other things going on in schedule. Week after that, I think we have our first guest on the 2nd of November. We've got Nick Murray coming from Adopt an Intern, so he's going to join us for some questions. Same format, shoveling up the questions, seeing what comes out. Thank you very much for watching, and if you want to find out any more about us and Futrsmpl, then please do check out our website, futrsmpl.com, and that is spelled Futrsmpl. Thank you.
Cheers.
Have a good weekend.